mentally, I'm kind of more like my dad.
Okay, okay, good answer. Good answer. All right. So the premise of this podcast is this, The Card Diary by Hobby S. Thompson comes from this book called The Rum Diary by Hunter S. Thompson. And Hunter S. Thompson was a guy who liked to do a lot of different things and report about it. And so I know you like to do a lot of different things and report about them too. Like it's almost like you got to be like the next kid reporter, I feel like. But your dad told me like you're like a huge World War II history buff. Is that right?
Yes, very true. Would you like to hear anything?
As however much you would like to share, please.
All right. Let me think of a fun fact here. All right. I hope this isn't too like anything, but in World War II, I'm trying not to make this graphic or anything, but in World War II, there used to be paintings that the Germans would leave sideways. And when officers came by, since officers were back then were very polite and they were always like so neat and they liked to be like very formal, when they would see these paintings, some officers, they would turn the painting back right up, and there's actually a little explosive back there. So
Whoa.
I think you can tell what kind of happened, but I'm
Yeah.
not going to go
We
into
don't have time.
detail.
Yes, yes. Let's not.
Yeah.
So the reason I asked that again, just thank you for sharing World War II. We just have to what's it called? I'll just have to what is it? Change the title of this to like World War II history facts. No, but like I encourage folks to try many different things in the hobby. I'm sure you've heard about grading, and I'm sure you've heard about. Well, I don't know. Have you heard about like custom card art where people actually like cut out little parts of cards and like make a new type of card?
Yeah, personally, I don't think I've actually seen one of those videos, but I've heard
Okay.
about it. I've heard
Okay.
about it, and I've actually gotten cards out of packs that have like little different edges and like they're kind of cut. I think those ones are pretty cool. I like to see one like one once in a while.
Yeah.
And now I actually remember what that one question was that we forgot. It
Oh
was,
my
what
gosh, you're
do I
so
want to
good.
be when I grow up?
Oh
And
gosh,
I want to
you are.
be a
Yeah.
pilot. Wow.
Whoa.
Unexpected.mp4.
Wow. So do you want to be like a pilot in like, flying commercial airlines for like people who are traveling or like
Now,
military pilot, like Top Gun 2, something like that?
first, I want to do like Air Force and then commercial because like commercial is a good way of retiring.
I wish you the best of luck. If there's anything I can do to help you with that, let's definitely talk offline. Well, through your dad, of course. Um, Speaking of movies, I'm sorry, I just brought up Top Gun 2. Have you seen that? Oh, I don't know if that's like too, old for you, but
No,
um,
no, I've
have
seen.
have you seen sport? Like, do you have like a favorite sports movie? I'll just name two and ask you if you've seen them. Have you seen Rookie of the Year and have you seen Sandlot? Because those two were my favorite movies about sports when I was growing up.
I have definitely seen Sandlot and Adam Sandler. I have met actually, and
Okay.
when I met him, there was this really, really funny part that I can't
Uh-huh.
get out of my mind.
Okay.
I met him, and I was playing baseball at the time,
Yeah.
Little League, and I said I like to catch the balls up to the glass. And he's like, the glass? And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, the grass. And he's like, the glass? Man
Adam
was messing with
Sandler.
me. My little toddler brain couldn't handle it.
Grass and glass. I love it. I love it. So you would be catching you would be fielding because I think your dad said, and we can talk about this, like you are currently a right fielder, is that correct?
Yes, I
Uh,
am a right fielder.
uh-huh.
Right field, sometimes it's quiet, but once that ball comes, you're like, "Ooh, yeah, baby!" And that's actually a reference to something that voice I just did. You
Okay.
might recognize it.
Hmm.
Penguin Ozzy.
What is that?
He's a YouTuber. I
Oh.
but you might know him. Yeah,
That might be a reference that I don't know. Just being a little bit too old, I think maybe. But I maybe some of the listeners will tell me what I missed there. But it's all good. You Oh my gosh, I don't know how much more time we have with you, but I did want to ask the next set of questions
it's fine.
about you being the media hobby ambassador, media ambassador for the National. Is that right? Right?
Yes, it is true, and I am ready.
I can't wait to meet you National. Can you please tell us how it is like to be ambassador for the National? Like, what are going to be your duties before National, during National?
Well, one of the things I'm doing before the national is I actually have some complimentary tickets that
Mm,
I'm giving out to people when I meet them
mm,
that are able to go, and then basically they get 1 day of a mission any day. So 1 day, anytime. So well, it's when it's going on, not
mm-hmm.
after the national. Don't just walk in the door and be like, "Oh, I'm late."
Yeah.
Just check the time. Yeah, but I think it's gonna be pretty fun. I
Yes.
haven't been like an ambassador for anything much really, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm also trying to promote it through
Yeah.
my content,
Mm-hmm.
and it's I still think like even beyond like any advertisement or like a sharing about it, I think it actually would be really cool if every like people who are watching this could be able to come because that would be
Yes.
cool. And then that would be pretty cool if they're like, "Oh, I heard you or like saw you on the card diary," which would be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Well, I will say we are recording this 2 weeks before the National. I very much plan to publish this as soon as I'm able to. I
All
like to
right.
sometimes do these introductions for the episodes. I cannot wait to have this published out there. You are I I people who've listened to this podcast know that I'm very rarely at a loss for words in a good way. But this interview, like I was ready for it. Like I binge your content, I had questions, but I don't think I was ready for. 'Cause I've seen your content, but experiencing this in real time, your aura, your positive vibes, your energy, it really like even though we're on video right now, it's coming through and I hope it comes through to the listeners in the audio. Um I, yeah, I should stop talking. Really like you are carrying this entire podcast episode, I think. I think you really are.
Oh,
Oh
we.
man. For the audio listeners, Blake is doing a awesome dance, and he is he is feeling himself, and he is feeling so good, and I love that. Um, Let me ask you: you are also an ambassador for Filth Bomb Breaks.
Yes.
How
Now,
is that? Yeah.
well, the thing is that since I'd been doing my content for a good while, like I mean, I haven't been with them for that long. I haven't been with them for a year at all. Like
Hmm.
only for some months.
Yeah.
Uh, they reached out to me, and I thought it was a pretty cool idea because I'm fine with being with anyone, and they were pretty cool guys. I mean, they took me on a FaceTime and showed me everybody. They talked with me, and they believed in me, and they like kids in the hobby and think they should have more space. So
Yes.
that's one reason why I went with them because they support kids, and I'm a kid, and you know what? I like more kids in the hobby too. So yeah,
So why
we
is
need
that? Yeah. Go ahead.
kids just need more room in the media and hobby.
Hmm. Can you? So I want to talk more about that because that actually was one of my questions. Why do you think it's why do you think it is more? Oh gosh, I'm having a really hard time in this one. I think, guys. Why do you think it is important to have more kids in the hobby?
Well, I think it's more important. It's important to have kids in the hobby because I mean we're the next generation. I mean, some people nowadays, their parents probably collected cards like my dad. So since the thing is that I think more kids should be in the hobby, because I think lots of kids would really enjoy it. And yeah.
So can I ask you? I want to talk to you a little bit about your local card shop in Colorado, and also just you know you go in there and you see all these things you want. And it's almost like going to a toy store, right? You all these singles, all these sealed wax. Like, how do you feel like with regards to the price of sealed wax? And I know that's a very high level. I don't know if you're ready to answer that type of question, but I want to treat you like any other guest, and just kind of like give you maybe an opportunity to speak on that if you have an opinion on it.
Thank you. And I was actually going to say something about people taking me seriously. Now, hey, I might be doing these funny little dances, but at the end of the day, please just please be serious with me, because at the end of the day, I'm talking to you. Don't be like funny dance he's doing. Just take me seriously, and in
Okay.
a serious way about it. I just hope people can like see me and not be like, oh, that kid probably can't do much. Please take me seriously. I can do a lot.
That
Yeah,
is awesome. Okay,
and
so
I
let me
have
ask
awesome
you.
ideas.
Yeah, I want to hear them, or maybe have you on for a second time, because I don't want to take too much of your energy here. Because thank you so much for giving me your time
Oh no,
time here.
I
But
have infinite energy. One day, my parents went out, and I ran around my countertop, like my
yeah,
island,
yeah.
until they came home. I only had like two water breaks and only 5 sips. So
Oh
if you
my
think
goodness.
about it, children have infinite energy. Once you're 18, it's over. But speaking of getting older and stuff, at my middle school, you can make a club, but you have to have 10 people, including you,
Yes,
and a teacher to sponsor it. Now
yes,
I'm thinking, like, kind of, have you seen basketball? Basketball,
yes.
basketball.
Love that movie.
Very funny.
Yes.
And, I like the idea how they
Mm-hmm.
took baseball and basketball and put it
Mm-hmm.
together. I think that was just a cool idea. Because they're
Mm-hmm.
two pretty good sports. But I was thinking, you know what? Instead of like college kids doing this crazy stuff with like baseball, basketball,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what they call those things. Aren't they like basketballs? I forgot what they called them in the movie. But I
Right,
was
right.
thinking that in my card breaking league that I could make
Ah,
like start out small at my school as a club, but then make it
yeah.
into a league, because I think people who are handicapped and stuff can still enjoy sport even though they're not able to play others. Like if they're disabled physically, they can still open packs. I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
if someone could even help them, because teams, man, it's all about just being kind and stuff. Anybody could join. If they wanted to join, everybody should be able to help them and just be really kind and have fun. That's a word I like to hear. FUN. This
So, all right,
that
let's
didn't
keep let
sound right, the FU, but
okay. Blake, you are
it's all right.
you are hilarious.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I
here's
just
here's
want
the
to
thing.
unite humans.
Let's keep cooking with this idea. All right. So I know that some breakers, this card break league, I love this idea, but I want to talk maybe a little bit more, and let's get this out into the open and to the universe. I know some of these breakers really like chasing or saying, like they have these counters on their bios for Instagram, like we've pulled 30 one of ones. Do you think like pulling a one of one could be like a challenge or like additional points in this card breaking league?
Yeah, so I'm thinking in the card breaking league, it's all dependent on what you pull. And I mean, some of it technically has some skill. Now, most of the time it's luck,
Hmm.
but I feel like a 1 out of 1 is like a grand slam. I feel like it would be point based, and you do have to have some strategy to be careful with the cards. I mean, like they could get bonus
Mm.
points for opening the pack nicely and
Mm.
like remembering to put it in the top loaders and everything. And last but not least, we would like how about this? after a team pulls like a 1 of 1, a week later we check on it to see if they took care of it, and then in their next game they get like starting points because of that. So I think that would be pretty cool, because if a team struggles but they do pull 1 out of 1, next game might actually really help them.
The hobby needs you, Blake. Like 1000%. Your idea, there's just that one idea, and I know you have so many more, and I've talked to your dad about the ideas you have, and I'm just so impressed. I think sometimes looking at things again, like, not to, like, I'm treating you with the utmost respect, but like coming at it from a kid's lens is refreshing. It really is. And this card breaking league, kind of like the pilot thing, if there's any way that I can help lift this off the ground, I really would like to help you. So let me ask you, when it comes to breaking, do you like watching breaks?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I sometimes, since I have ADHD, uh,
Oh,
when I see something exciting, I will
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I would like shake my hands around like this and make like a little sound, because
Yeah,
what
the
I do
snap thing.
is
All
I
right, look, I
flop
don't know.
it, and
Yeah.
then my thumb smacks against my fingers.
Yep.
So
Yep. We're doing it together right here.
yeah,
I used to do that
the,
so much when I was a kid. I don't really do it much as an adult.
when I see someone pull a 1 out of 1, I'm
Yeah.
like,
So what's the thing? Do you like let's go, or you go oh snap, or yeah, like oh yeah, like what's your like go-to saying when there's a big card?
probably. I mean, I'm mostly like woo,
Ooh,
woo,
yeah, yeah, it's
and
the
also
most.
like
Yes.
I'm mostly
Oh,
quiet except for yeah, but you know, seeing Blakedown
right
right
here. Yep.
here,
Yep,
uh,
on the screen.
it's reminding me about my logo. Now I'm pretty sure you've seen my logo. It's
Yeah.
on my channel right now.
Yes. Yes.
But I have a new logo, and I'll
Ooh.
give you a little hint uh what it kind of referenced to. But
Hmm.
think of my birthday and a movie, then you
Okay.
might get it. But ladies
Your
and gentlemen,
is this the world premiere that you're showing?
ladies and gentlemen, we got a logo, a new logo.
I feel so honored that you are making the world premiere of that logo.
Here's the
For
old one.
for the people who are audio only, because I don't want to explain it out loud. I want you to do the honors. Could you please
Yeah.
explain what you just showed on camera to the audio listeners?
So here, let me get it again.
Like
So
paint us a word picture, like your Bob Ross. I don't know if
it
you know him.
is it's kind of curved. It has a baseball going over the letters.
Hmm.
It says the Blakedown. Blake has a kind of like firish fade to it. It
Hmm.
goes red, yellow, and white.
Hmm.
And under it in black, with a black part under it in white, says with Blake Grice, and it's kind of a back to feature style. That's what
Hmm.
I was referencing
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
with my birthday and the movie, because
Yeah.
my birthday is October 21st, and that's the day they travel to, which is pretty nice. So if any audio listeners are listening, I hope you're able to just take a quick look when I do like put a post out about it, so then
Hmm.
you can actually see it. But it's like I said, a kind of retro Back to the Future style.
Very much so. That's the first thing that came to my mind when you showed me that. But I didn't want to like step on your toes. I wanted you to be able to explain it to the listeners. I can't wait to see the rebranding. The you're already in a second logo and you're 11. Like you're crushing it. You really are. Like I'm just so impressed. You are you again just the name of Ginterviews, like the play on the word interviews with the G and Ginter, like Ginter
Yeah.
views is
Yes.
perfect. Genius. Yes, Blake, you are you are a genius. You absolutely are. You've had like
Thank you.
you've interviewed so many people. Like I said, Dr. James Andrews. You interviewed Miss USA from Connecticut. You guys were talking about food, like lobster, like how much you love seafood. Like you don't. I talked to your dad about it. Like my kids eat McDonald's so much, and you don't even eat. You don't like to eat fast food, or you don't like to eat McDonald's. You love tell the listeners what do you love to eat?
I one sentence. I really, really love seafood. And before I continue, one more thing about my logo. It'll be
Yes,
on my
yes.
poker chips I'll be giving out at the Chicago National. So
Whoa.
I pretty much given out all of my orange ones that I had from the Mint Collective. Those are like 1 out of 1s. We're having more, and you could have like the new logo. Is so if you're
Mhm.
coming, you can get one of the new logo poker chips. Now, a thing about the seafood is I don't know why, but just fish, shellfish, all of it is just so good to me. And luckily, I have no food allergies.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I only have environmental. So,
Okay.
I mean, I can eat as much seafood as I want. It is, I mean, seafood in general is just really good as long as you put some seasoning in there and stuff. I mean, it can't just be so plain. That's why there's cocktail sauce with shrimp. You're not just gonna de-shell the tail and go. You put in
Oh
some
my
sauce.
gosh.
It is good. It's also healthy for you. So I mean, like, it's healthy and yum.
Well, Blake, I gotta say, I have a big seafood diet. Do you want to hear what it's like?
Ooh, what is it?
I see food and I eat it.
I've heard a lot of people do that, but it's
Oh
fine.
man. Oh, I got completely dusted by Blake. The dad joke did not work.
It's
He
fine.
said he's heard it too much. Oh man, I'm keeping that in. Even though that's super embarrassing to me, I will keep that in. Your silence said
It's
everything
all
to me,
right,
Blake.
man. It's all right. I feel like a lot of people do it. I mean, you could be walking by a
Oh.
bakery. Is that a cake?
Mhm.
Hey! Can we go in there real quick and just get that little pretty thing in there?
Oh my goodness. Um, so I again, I want to be mindful of your time and your energy and even mine. I think,
Fine.
I gotta say, I know you're fine. I think I went through a little bit of a emotional, and not just you just completely deadpanning my dad joke here, but earlier I just feel like kind of like almost emotionally not drained, but like spent with like this is like I said earlier, like I just feel almost like at a loss for words at how like just upstanding of a young man you are. So maybe I'll ask up that instead of just continuously stumbling over my words here. I had a great chat with your dad earlier, and you know I see this in your content too. Oh, actually, it's not just from your dad. I remember a quote that you had. I think it was with the Dr. James not Beckett, but Dr. James Andrew interview. But I heard you tell him that you like to treat everyone equally, whether they're the janitor in the
Or
building
the
or the C.
CEO.
Yes,
That is a quote of mine.
it is. Tell me more about it, please.
Well, speaking of that quote, I will treat anyone just as equal because if you think about it, a janitor is like the lowest from CEO. But you know what I think? I don't care because to me, there's two CEOs in that room, not just a janitor
Mm,
and a CEO. Two CEOs because everybody can do what everybody can do great things. And I
mhm.
think that every single person can make their own business or anything because somebody has something special. And if anybody listening or seeing this is like, oh, but I don't really have any talents or anything, try to find one out. Like, go outside and maybe try doing some like diving in a pool. Like, see how good you are at it. Because like, there's some Olympic athletes that dive just into pools.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing they do.
Hmm.
That's a talent.
Yeah.
Everything's a talent, and we're all humans. We are all important. So if you think about it, if you go out one day and you think, "Oh, I have this thing, but it's probably not special," I dare you to search up on Google professional what you think isn't professional like person. And
Mhm.
I guarantee there will be at least one person who's a professional at it.
Mm.
I am not kidding. Like, there's professional belly floppers. There are professional like salt makers. So you
Mhm.
can do anything.
Blake, you're getting to the heart, the very premise of this podcast, and Hobby S. Thompson, that we should try anything, because unless you actually try, you don't know if you're good at it. And the other thing that I like to say, like you said, you have a catchphrase about the janitor and the CEO. Like, we all start at zero, right? Whether that's from birth, or from like birth of people to birth of accounts, birth of any idea. We all start from like the number zero, and we have to grow from there. And so you are actually living proof of that. You started from zero, right? We all did. All of our Instagram accounts had, when you first started, it says 0 posts, 0 followers, 0 following. And for you to grow it to where you are now, and I have no doubts that you're going to continue to grow it. It's just you're the embodiment of, I feel like, my podcast. You really are.
Yeah, but it's for me, it's getting kind of dark. But I mean, not too dark, because you can see some light right there.
Yeah, no, we got
I
to wrap
hate
this
this
up.
invertedness right there.
No, I know
Down.
you're like in mountain time, which is 2 hours behind me, but it is getting late. You did have dinner, but it is time for you to get your bedtime routine. And I wish you nothing but the best with the start of middle school. But guess what? In 2 weeks, we're gonna meet up, and I very much, please, please, please. So many people may be coming up to you for those poker chips, so please reserve one for me, Denny. I would
Very
I would
much.
love for you to sign it. I just
I will.
I that's going to be my prized possession from National. I think even more than some of the cards that I'm looking for. I would love to have one of those poker chips with
And by the
your
way,
logo.
I
Yeah.
might still have one original.
Oh, you know what? We're gonna have to trade for it. I want to ask you about trade up challenges and your local card shop, but no, I have to be respectful of your time. We just have to have you on another time.
All
Um,
right.
I Yes, thank you so much, Blake Grice of the Blakedown.
Thank you.
I will put your Instagram handle in the show notes. I will put a link to your interviews. This has been an absolute pleasure. You've actually made my day, Blake.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm gonna do once after this interview? I'm gonna
yeah.
go up and I'm gonna play some Mario Kart. Cause boy, I have still not gotten one cup in the game. I forgot the
Mm.
name of it, but I have gotten this. I have got. Oh, it's the
Special
mushroom. The
mushroom.
mushroom. Yeah, I've gotten the
Okay.
star and flower cup,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I need to get that mushroom. It's
All
so
right.
hard though.
Good luck with
Yeah,
that. I was pretty good at Mario Kart. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. The original.
I perfected Rainbow Road. I loved playing Battle Arena. And we're talking like two-dimensional, none of this new stuff. I do like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or whatever it's called, the one for Nintendo Switch. But I gotta say the original, like, that brings me back to my childhood like 100%.
Yeah, and the version I play, I'm pretty sure you played this one.
Mhm.
Donkey Kong Jr.
Yeah.
Just stop throwing bananas in front of me, man. You make me spin out, and I lose all my coins, and then Peach and Yoshi get ahead. So I have to
Oh,
retry getting past them after like a minute. And again, thank you, and thank you for
yeah.
making my day.
Thank you so much, Blake. I'm gonna end the recording here. Have a great evening.
All right, you too.
All right. Say hi to your parents for me. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'll
Bye
say hi to
bye.
my dad and then my mom soon.
Okay.
Oh wait, that's right. I can't end it.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.